Mary had a little lamb, the fourth. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
Oh!
If I have to make up stories, I mean, and she followed up and she said, you just admitted to creating stories.
You just said that you're
creating
creating a
about
story.
Public policy.
Dude.
Sir, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you
Yes.
created. So the,
Yes.
the eating dogs and cats thing is not
We are
accurate.
creating, Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it. I didn't create 20,000 illegal migrants coming into Springfield thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. Her policies did that, but yes, we created the actual focus that allowed the American media to talk about this story and the suffering caused by Kamala Harris's policies.
They're eating the pets.
They made that crap up, okay? They made it up. He created that story, and then he got caught saying the truth out loud. She called him on it, and he's like, no. We created the focus. We created the focus of on this town that is full of illegal aliens that Kamala Harris. None of that is true. The people that are in Springfield working really hard, doing all kinds of jobs, from quality control to driving forklifts to, welding in auto parts manufacturing. These people are here legally. And Kamala Harris didn't do anything at all bad to Springfield. Springfield is doing fine, and they just can't stand it because, the idea that now Donald Trump is saying, well, when I'm president, I will deport every one of these illegals, every one of these Haitians. He said he'll deport all of them. Well, good luck with that, Springfield, because you're going to see exactly what I mean when I tell you that mass deportation would crash the economy. You're about to understand why I say that, because that's what would happen. Even if you just deported Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, even if you just did that, that would crash the economy in Springfield, which was depressed for decades. And then people who believed very, with all the fiber of their beings that they could do economic revitalization of places where there had been no hope, there had been no jobs, there had been no factories, there had been no mills, there had been no plants. Everything was closed. Everything was shuttered. Some people still kept trying to lure businesses in, to make businesses come, to open the doors. And the only reason why these businesses took off in Springfield is because of the labor force that was available there. And they were Haitian people in the United States willing to work hard, willing to show up every day. And when the companies were looking for people like that in Springfield, they couldn't find them. I mean, it's so sad and it's so sick, and all of this is meant to stoke hatred. All of this is meant to, feed the grievance factory, to, create resentment more and more and more, and to get people to do violent things. And then, bam, it happens. You had bomb threats called in every single place in Springfield, every single freaking place, from elementary schools to hospitals to community centers to the Department of Motor Vehicles. I mean, every single place was like under siege by people who follow J.D. Vance and Donald Trump and are willing to do violence. And Donald Trump will call them patriots. It's really sick. He talks about mass deportation of illegals. There aren't any. The people that are working there have Social Security numbers and protected status, okay? They're there for a reason. They're there because they've earned the right to be in this country. They followed all the rules. They did asylum claims, and they were able to show that going back to Haiti was, a hellhole. It was a non-starter. Their president was assassinated in Haiti. I think his name was Jovenel Moise. Just shot, killed, dead. And this after earthquakes and hurricanes and cholera epidemics. And then COVID. Jesus Christ, man. Their hatred knows no boundaries. And then all of a sudden, you get like all these freaking bomb threats. And that's all anybody wants to talk about, right? And it's such a distraction from the fact that Trump lost that debate. Remember, all this started after he was a resounding failure against Kamala Harris. He had no health care plan. They asked him, what are you going to, Obamacare is terrible health care. He doesn't have any idea that Obamacare is private health insurance. It is. It's Blue Cross. It's Oscar. It's, whatever's being sold in your area in private insurance markets, that is what is on Obamacare. That's what's on the exchange. The only thing about the exchange that makes it better than not having the exchange is if you meet a certain threshold of income, okay, you get a subsidy to help you pay that premium to that private insurance company. That's it. And that has helped 45 million Americans afford health insurance. You bastard. You bastard, Barack Obama. How dare you? How dare you help people provide for their own families' health and well-being? How dare you? So he says, it's terrible. It's awful health care. It's just really bad. And when I get, into the wire, I'm going to repeal it again, right? I'm going to repeal it and replace it. And so the question, after 9 years now, because remember he said, it's a very simple thing. I can get it done on day one. It'll happen very quickly, same with infrastructure and all those other things, right? Now, you could have tariffs as long as you have infrastructure, right? As long as people are building things. You can charge, a tax on imported steel. You could do that. But without the infrastructure package, that was just putting people out of business. He is so stupid. He is so ill-informed. All he knows how to do is grievance. That's it. And it leads to people being worn out, exhausted, and violent. So now you have all these freaking bomb threats. And it's exactly what they want people to talk about, not the fact that Donald Trump resoundingly lost that debate, because when he was asked what he would replace Obamacare with after all these many years, he said he has an idea. He has a concept. He's not president now, so there's no need for him to tell you what that was and why he failed to do it when he was president. The same thing with immigration. He doesn't have he's not president now, so he doesn't have to tell you why he failed to get Mexico to pay for a wall to solve the immigration problem, which he said it would. And it would do it very quickly. When asked about these giant fentanyl busts, I mean, we've had these massive busts of, and it turns out it's like a guy in Arizona, okay, who's driving all the fentanyl in his truck through the legal ports of entry because he's an American citizen, and they bust him with a ton of freaking fentanyl pills. And then you ask him, what would he do to stop fentanyl? And he's like, I'll shut the border. Do you understand what he's saying? Mexico is our second largest trading partner. And they come through the legal ports of entry. When he says, I'll shut the border, that is a disaster for our economy. What he really needs to tell you is he would invest in technology, see? But he doesn't know to say that. He doesn't know. She does, he doesn't. That's why she won and he lost, which is why we're having all of these distractions thrown at us now to take your mind off the fact that he's a fool and he has no plan. No plan for childcare, as we found out the other day. Tariffs, no plan for health care, as we found out during the debate. No plan for the border. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.